I work for sportsillustrated.com, and we do this like round table on Zoom once a week where we just go over ideas. And they were all sort of the people in there were all kind of like being envious about me covering the Niners. And it's like I don't really think about it like that. Like I guess people want to cover winning teams, and they're like, man, you got the team for a while, because as long as Brock Purdy is there making that 900K, like he's so good and so cheap, like no other team can match that. And it's really
Right.
a competitive advantage about like why are the Niners so much better than the rest of the league? Well, they've drafted well. I mean, they've done a really good job, but they also, it's like they have extra cap space. They have extra room to work because of, so I'm going to call this the Brock Purdy window.
Right.
We were talking about, like, is he talented enough to win a Super Bowl? Well, yeah. At his price point on this team with his skill set, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so now you're looking at it as like, man, not only can they win one Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, I think the expectation, and I'm not saying fire him if they don't do it, but I think this is the goal, is to win the next two. This one and the next one back to back while Purdy's making NFL minimum wage. It's kind of what Seattle almost did with Russell Wilson. They won one by a lot. Then they went to the next one and were this close to winning that one too, but Russell Wilson threw the ball to the other team. I feel like the Niners are that kind of a juggernaut right now, and actually have the opportunity to do something that rare back to back.
We do mirror that team as far as just being uber talented. Like if you're looking at our team, we from this season, right? Like last year, you could say that we were talented, but we got Christian in the middle of the year. Our quarterback situation wasn't as solidified. Our running back room was still hurt coming out. Our defense was class personified, but we were still chipping away at injuries. We lost E-Man early, right? We had some offensive line issues, and we knew Mike McGlinchey was on his way out. But this year, I mean, and then the Eagles, they were just hot. Right, like that, everybody was just lauding Jalen Hurts in his reclaimed game, how good he was and how loaded they were. But this year, it feels like there is a clear gap between us and everybody else, especially talent wise. Like, I don't see a team in the league as loaded as we are, top to
Just a
bottom.
sec. Just to really drive the point home, you have an MVP candidate quarterback making 900K. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
there's not a lot of
code.
teams that could say that at all, right? You know, I mean,
That's the cheat
you
code.
could say the cheat code is Christian, but it's Brock. You got an MVP candidate making 900K a year, right?
At quarterback.
So
Yeah.
at quarterback, right? And then also you got to look at it like this: Brock is going to get paid for where Brock is as far as like the position that he plays in the league. The Players Associated is going to be looking for Brock to really take a chunk out of the Niners to make sure that floor gets raised. So Brock's going to get paid, and God forbid if he wins a Super Bowl, right? He's already got an NFC Championship game under his belt and 2 playoff wins. So when we get into it's almost kind of like with Nick, you know, Nick doesn't say much. He was very pragmatic about his contract negotiations, but we saw as soon as like it was time for them to start negotiating, Nick wasn't playing no games, and he wasn't budgeting for no hometown discount. We don't know how Brock is fiscally, right? He's young. We don't know how that's going to happen. We do know that with all of the talent, with all of the praise that Brock is getting this early in his career, you best believe he's going to break the bank. He's going to break the bank. So I will say that there is a huge gap between us and the rest of the league because of the talent that we have, the veteran leadership we have with the quarterback and the price tag. But it would be a shame that after all of the back and forth that we did, the sagas with Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard and Jimmy Garoppolo and the If Trey saga, right? And him getting out of here. And we finally got our guy all the way into Brock. And Brock is going on his contract year, and we have 0 championships to show for it. That'd be a little bit of a letdown. Because we know once Brock gets paid, it's time for other people it's time to start making some real decisions. Because you don't get paid quarterback money and have requisite weapons littered throughout the offense. It just doesn't work. That's not the NFL. It doesn't work that way.
Nope. The Niners have a really special team right now. teams should, aspire to build what the Niners are building. And it's not as easy as just say get a quarterback on a rookie deal. They tried that with Trey.
Right.
You got to get
Right.
Brock Purdy. And so far, the Niners have been really lucky with that one. This is it.
And
This
then
is the Super Bowl window.
really, you got to lean on them, right? After all of the stuff that went through, you got to lean on them, right? Because look at the offensive weapons that we have that are assets, right? Brendan Ayuk drafted, Debo Samuels drafted, George Kittle drafted. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
these guys, they're picking the run. Now I understand that they go out and they pluck who they need to pluck to keep things going. Trent was a welcomed addition. Christian was a welcomed addition, But if you look at how these assets are coming into our enclave, it's through drafting and development. So there is that side too, where they got a window for 2 years because of what we see now, but we didn't know that Brandon Ayuk was an asset. They saw it first. We didn't see it first. They did, right? So with them, I kind of always try to keep that with me. They're the ones who see it first, and if they know that they've got Brock coming down the pike with what they got to pay for, they're going to get prepared. I just don't see them not being prepared for this.